Another year has come and gone, which means it's time for a moment of reflection. I like to do this with my finances and other things in my life, so I figured why not do a quick review of my year as a trophy hunter / completionist. In this video I'll briefly mention the platinums I earned, DLCs I finished, and other games I played. I'm always fascinated to hear what games people play, their most played games, or their platinums earned, because it shows just how much variety there is amongst gamers. No matter what you're into, there's probably a game out there you'd enjoy. So let me know what you played in 2025, what platinums you earned, or anything else noteworthy about your year in gaming down below. Now, I came into the year wide-eyed and motivated to knock out some hard platinums in 2025. I started off the year swinging for the fences. I started playing Devil May Cry 5 on day 1, the morning of January 1st, and I struggled with it a lot. I took a break, earned the Injustice 2 plat, and eventually finished DMC 5 in mid-February. Even though it took about 6 weeks to earn the platinum, I managed to get through it, and it ended up being easily one of my all-time hardest platinums. This was a great start to the year though, and I was buzzing with confidence. A lot of you probably found my channel from the video I made about that experience. It was quite the challenge, and I'm very proud to have it in my collection. In February, I played High on Life and got the platinum. Being a Rick and Morty fan, this was a pretty enjoyable experience. The style of humor can get old, it's very immature and relies on its absurdity and shock value to entertain, but it's not a terribly long game and it's fairly easy. Definitely worth a playthrough if you're looking for something short, casual, and humorous. I eventually finished up the DLC when it went on sale in March. In late February, I also started and finished Armored Core 6. It was my first Armored Core experience and I loved it. It's unique compared to all other From Software games that I've played, and mech combat was never really my thing, but this game was awesome. It's got some challenge to it, but for a From Software game it might be the easiest or second easiest platinum behind maybe Demon's Souls. I can't recommend this game enough though, even for a casual playthrough. In April, I finally went back to finish Mirror's Edge on the PS3, over 15 years after earning my first trophy in the game. I got the platinum, and even bought the DLCs and 100%ed those as well. Mirror's Edge is still a fantastic game, and the parkour holds up incredibly well for a game this old. With Mirror's Edge, I not only finished a hard platinum, but knocked off another game from my backlog that had been sitting there for 15 years. Since I was a certified parkour master at this point, I took that momentum and used it to complete the parkour challenges in Dying Light, which I heard were notoriously difficult. But compared to Mirror's Edge, they were a cakewalk, and I got Dying Light to 100% without much trouble. This was fun to go back to, and I'm looking forward to grinding out the plat in Dying Light 2, and eventually Dying Light the Beast sometime in the future. The last game I played in April was the Oregon Trail Remake, which was a purely casual, nostalgic experience for me. I loved playing this game at school as a kid. It's not going to win any awards, and it's pretty easy, but you know what, that's alright. Games are supposed to be fun, and I had fun with it. I ended up getting Fastest Platinum Achiever on PS5, and I might speed through it again on PS4 just to have both stacks. But again, this was mainly a pure nostalgia trip. If you remember the original, you might appreciate this remake. In May, I started and finished Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. This was an odd game. To tell you the truth, I didn't even know it existed until a couple years ago. Unlike all the other Batman Arkham games, it's more of a 2.5D Metroidvania instead of an open world action game. It's fun for a playthrough and not terribly difficult, but the platinum requiring multiple playthroughs got a bit tedious. I can't say I would recommend this platinum. A part of me just wanted to further fill out my Batman Platinum collection. It's not a bad game, but it's certainly not on the level of the other Arkham games. Also in May, I started Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I earned the platinum on May 31st, and eventually completed the DLC to 100% in mid-June. I just released a video on that platinum and 100% experience, so you can check that out if you're interested. But this was a very fun game, even as someone not very well versed in Metal Gear games. June was a packed month for trophies. I started the Stanley Parable and got all the trophies except Super Go Outside, the one for not playing the game for 10 years and then returning to it. Why didn't I get this trophy when you can easily convince your console that 10 years has passed? Because I'm actually waiting the full 10 years to pop it legit. Absurd, right? The day after finishing the Metal Gear Rising DLCs, I went and mopped up the new DLCs in Astro's Playroom, which came out in the lead up to Astrobot. Still haven't played Astrobot, but it was fun going back to Astro's Playroom, and I'm looking forward to seeing what all the hype is about with Astrobot when I eventually play it. The The last game I played and finished in June was Star Wars The Force Unleashed on PS3. This was another deep backlog game. I earned a few trophies back in 2011 and that was it. I'm not much of a Star Wars guy, but this was a decent game. It's rather challenging on the Sith Master difficulty. I'll get to the second game in this series at some point, but since there's no online trophies, I can take my time with it, thankfully. With July came the second hardest platinum I earned this year, and one of the hardest platinums I've ever earned, and that's for Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. I also covered this in a recent video, so be sure to check that out if you want to know how my experience with Mein Leben went, but it was quite challenging, and I can see why this game caused so much anxiety and frustration for so many trophy hunters for so many years. I still gotta finish the DLCs for this one at some point before the game's mechanics are completely flushed from my brain, but getting this platinum was probably my gaming highlight of the year. In August, I got the platinum in a new game, Deliver at All Costs. This was a casual, fun little game. I actually made a video about this one a few months ago. I think this is one of only 2 games I played this year that actually came out this year. I saw the trailers for it and I was just instantly intrigued. It was decent fun for about 10 hours with a price tag of only $30 at launch. It was easy for me to pull the trigger and buy it. The platinum was very easy and the game left me wanting more in the story and scale departments, so hopefully a sequel can expand on what they've started here and take it to the next level. Also in August, I finally earned the trophy in Battlefield Hardline for getting 10,000 kills with the Operator class. Battlefield Hardline has by far the most BS ridiculous DLC trophies in any game I've ever seen. 4 separate bronze trophies for getting 10,000 kills with each class. And it's not retroactive, so it doesn't count kills before the DLC drop. I'm slowly trying to chip away at these without boosting, but my god. This is just an insane amount of kills, and whoever at DICE made the decision to add these trophies should have their head examined. Truthfully, I might need to give up on the other 3, but I'll keep chipping away at them here and there. Speaking of Battlefield, and in an attempt to get more caught up in the Battlefield series, I also played and finished Battlefield 5 in October. This ended up being the easiest and quickest Battlefield 100% I have to date, which is a welcome change for a series that has had notoriously long and sometimes difficult trophy lists to 100%. While not my favorite Battlefield game, I did have a lot of fun using the warplanes, and I appreciate that it wasn't a massive undertaking to finish this one. In December, I finished up the platinum for a fantastic indie game called Wizardom. I had my eye on this game since the middle of the year when I saw it in a ranking video on YouTube, and I bought it the moment I saw it was available on PS5. The platinum requires some guides for well-hidden collectibles, which added some tedium, but this was a super fun game and I highly recommend it to anybody who likes the old school Doom or Wolfenstein games. This game is basically Wolfenstein 3D with magic. And the last platinum I earned in 2025 is the next one from the hard platinums list, Dead Space 2. I'll be making a video on this one, so I won't go into too much detail just yet, but this was a proper challenge. Horror games are definitely not my favorite genre, and adding difficulty challenges on top of them cranks up the anxiety to 11. I wanted to get this one done before the end of the year, and thankfully I was able to pull it off on the night of December 29th. The game I played the most in 2025 was The Elder Scrolls Online, approximately 685 hours according to my 2025 wrap-up. Throughout 2025, I earned 14 DLC trophies for ESO, bringing me back to the illustrious 100% trophy completion, but that hasn't satisfied my completionist cravings. ESO has become one of my all-time favorite games at this point. With roughly 2,700 hours of playtime between PS4 and PS5, I've played it more than any other game in my life, got the platinum years ago, earned all the trophies, and was still enjoying it, so I started to look for the next step in this insane journey. So, I committed to getting all of the in-game achievements, of which there are currently over 3,700, with more being added every few months as new chapters are added. These achievements cover everything the game has to offer, from 4-player dungeons to 12-player trials, arenas, main quests, daily quests, guild quests, zone quests, lockpicking, laundering, fencing, alchemy, cooking, blacksmithing, woodworking, jewelry crafting, enchanting, trading, fishing, housing, collectibles, annual events, pickpocketing, PvP modes, hard mode challenges, no death challenges. Let's just say there are a lot of achievements. I expect this endeavor to take at least a few more years of regular play, This of course will be occurring alongside my plans to finish all 40 of these hard platinums, and make no mistake, they will all be finished at some point. I love making videos on these challenging platinums, and I'm forever grateful for all of you who have tuned in to watch me in this goal. In total this year, I earned 14 platinum trophies, including 6 from the hard platinums list, and I finished DLC trophies for 3 games I already had the platinum in. I'm currently sitting at 295 platinums, just under 1,500 unearned trophies, and a 91.5% completion percentage. I expect to hit 300 platinums in the first half of 2026, and then I might do a tier list of all 300, so let me know if that sounds like something you want to see. I also hope to have at least 15 of the 40 hard platinums completed by the end of next year, with videos covering my experiences. Lastly, I'd love to knock out some more games on my PS3 backlog and raise my completion percent further, hopefully hitting 95% by the end of next year. The best thing I can say about my year in gaming is that I didn't really play any bad games. Usually every year I play at least a couple stinkers, often for trophy purposes, but I enjoyed every game I played this year. Some of the platinums or trophies were less than enjoyable or even downright miserable, but the games themselves were high quality and fun. The worst thing I can say about my year in gaming is that I didn't really play many new games. Of course, this isn't really new. I'm cheap and tend to buy games when they're on sale. But I haven't played any of the amazing Game of the Year nominees, and there are probably a dozen games at least that released this year that I'm dying to play, but all in due time. So that's been my year in gaming. Let me know what games you played this year and what your goals are going to be going into 2026. I look forward to continue growing this channel, and I would be honored if you'd join me as I tackle hard platinums and grindy backlogs in 2026 and beyond. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, and it'll help you stay up to date on future videos. Until then, keep hunting, trophy hunters.